Abbott to bring the ball back into play. Runs out of the goal square, drives the ball long, looking there for O'Shea, but in front comes the big fella Hayden. I reckon he thought about a bounce then. He thought, no, I'll give it over to Harry Taylor. Taylor has Luciff running wide for him. He'll cut back inboard and finds Want. Has Pethick there for company. Decides to go the best option, and that's Blakers. Big fella Hayden running into open space. Blakers just holds the ball up. Hayden drifting out the back of the pack. Decides to go that way. Not his best kick. Missed the mark from East. Lands in the arms of Hayden. Goes short and finds Marinoni. Just 15. Has players leading for him short. He's going to look for the big fella Hayden. That's a good lead by the big fella. And he takes a chest mark uncontested. Gets a handball over to Want. Has Luciff there. Umpire says play it on. Spills over to Mead. How's the bounce going to be here for the big fella in Hayden? Tries to get the ball off. Spent a bit too much time. Umpire gives him the benefit of the right in front of the Kojonup interchange box. Goes inboard and finds a big fella in Hayden. Has Ashton. Has Ben Taylor. Ashton still on his own in the middle of the ground. Just taking his time now. Decides to go long. Looking for Luciff. Luciff works his player under the ball. It sits up. The ruckman go up. One down by Hayden towards Marinoni, but it spills out to Lloyd. Gets a handball over to Edgar. Edgar goes onto his left boot. Looking there for East. Tonkin comes across in front. Spills out to Strawn. Over to O'Shea. Been one of his best. Now it spills to Hayden. Has players in the middle of the ground. Decides to go short to Blakers. Loose once again. Could have a bounce. Has one. Could have another. Goes inboard. Looking for the big fella. Two rule. There's a free kick's been paid and he'll go the way of the big ruckman for the Cougars and Elijah Hayden. Been terrific today in the ruck. He's a big man, been called to play on, goes short and finds Taylor of the Harry variety. Centre square, no scorers yet. And Henry and Hayden to do the ruck work. Ample flame of Hayden, hits it straight, throwing in 40 metres out from D Mill's goal. A couple of terrific marks by Riley Mason coming out of defence. Hayden gets his frame in front. Elijah Hayden for the Cougars. He's wrapped up straight away. The umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Still 40 metres out from D Mill's goal. It's one down to O'Shea. The big frame of Hayden gets in front again. Henry tries to come over the top. Hayden takes clean possession. And we're away in the second quarter. Hayden wins it down straight to Marinoni and they're away again. The Cougars out of the middle of the ground. Blake is in best position, but in. Ball back in the middle. Up they go again. This time the big fella Hayden gets up, wins it down towards O'Shea. Tries to knock the ball forward. Will it bounce up for him? In comes Luciff. Makes a terrific spoil on E. Nearly the best banana kick pass you've ever seen to Mason. Comes down towards Lloyd. He's wrapped up by Abbott. Hawks. Henry up against Hayden. Hayden's been terrific. Wins the ball backwards. Ball. And when allowed a bit of space, doesn't waste any possessions. Hayden gets in front. Wins clean possession. Spills it out to Matt. Wrapped up by Bellotti. Spills to the big fella in Hayden. He's tackled by Reeve for the Hawks. Umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Just inside the centre square in favour of the Hawks. Henry tries to come over the top, over towards Reeve, then to 10. Ruckman up again. This time Hayden knocks it forward. Deft touch over to Smith. The mark played on straight away. Found Want. He found Walton and Walton made no mistake. One in the middle again. Over towards. Favouring the Cougars. 48 points the margin. Hayden wins it down straight to Smith. He'll cross 50. Have a shot on goal. How's this? It's coming back from Smith. 15 and a half minutes gone in the last quarter. Ball back in the middle. Hayden wins it down again to Luciff. Handball to Matthew Marinoni. Up they go once again. It's one down by Hayden to Smith. We've called that many a time today. Looks forward for Harry Taylor. And Smith with three, the multiples. Ball back in the middle. Hayden once again wins it towards Marinoni. It bounces up for him. He's tackled by it. So Henry v Hayden Umpire throws the ball up. Hayden wins the ball down. Comes to Smith, that man. Over to Kyron Hayden. Handball out and away they go through ground. So Henry versus Elijah Hayden. Hayden wins it down once again. Nice little deft tap on there by Kyle Smith to Kyron Hayden. Gets a handball back and he'll throw it up right on forward 50 for the Cougars. Hayden once again wins it down towards Lockball back in the middle. It's Hayden. Elijah wins the ball down towards Smith. Great gather there by Smith. Sport the ball. And Elijah Hayden, well, the closer he gets, the bigger he's getting. Wins it down towards Kyle Smith. Gets a handball out to Matthew Marinoni. Back to Smith. He's been terrific on up. Late stage of this first quarter. Kojonup by 7 points. Mason this time does the ruck work. Spills out to the big fella in Hayden. Gets it back after a spoil. Then he's wrapped up. Umpire lets the play go on from deep from Kojonup's goal. The big fella Hayden puts his ample frame in front of Henry. Wins the ball down. But it spills out towards Lloyd. 1 minute to go. Henry v Elijah Hayden. Hayden gets in front. Wins the ball down. Comes up. Courtesy of their skipper. Get back in front. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Up goes the big fella in Hayden. Beautiful ruck knock to Matthew Marinoni. He goes Demetrio as well. Ball back in the middle of the ground. This time it's one down by Henry. Socket off the ground by Marinoni to Smith. Just took his eye off the ball. Henry tries to come over the top. Goes to both sides. The ball back in the middle of the ground. Elijah Hayden goes up. This time Henry wins it down, but it spills there for Hayden. Henry in front. Over the front. It comes towards Marinoni. Cute little kick. Middle of the ground. 22 minutes gone in this second quarter. Hayden wins it down once again. Game 4-3 in this second quarter. Ball back in the middle. Up they go. One down by Hayden, but at far side of the ground. Ball thrown in. This time Hayden gets back position, but wins it over. Ball back in the middle. Henry versus Hayden. Hayden wins it down once again, but it spills to Hetherington. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Ruckman go up it again. It's won by Hayden, but it comes straight to Hetherington. Wheels onto his left boot, but it's smothered by a mistake from 40 metres out. Margin 16 points. Ball back in the middle. This time Jonty East doing the ruck work. 10 points the margin. 10 minutes gone in this third quarter. Up they go again. Hayden wins it down towards Marinoni. Just inside forward 50 for the Cougars. 16 points the margin. It's one down by Hayden. Points the margin. Ball's one out, comes towards Lucy. 16 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter. Ball to be thrown in, centre wing, far side of the ground. Big fella Hayden's on, wins it down towards. Sees that margin extend. Hayden gets in front, wins it down. Tackle, ball to be thrown up. Right on defensive 50 for the Hawks. One down by Hayden, favours Luciv. Try still enough time to extend this margin. The home side need a goal before the end of this quarter. No mistake from 45 metres out. Up the ruckman go again. One down by Hayden. Spills out to O'Shea. He's been good too. With a goal late in that second quarter. So umpire throws it up. Up they go again. Hayden gets up, wings it down to that man Smith. He's wrapped up straight away by Rhett Lloyd. Ball to be thrown up once again. Hayden gets himself in front. Elijah Hayden spills over to Reeve. Just chucks it on points. We're moving in this last quarter. Ball in the middle. Henry versus Hayden. Hayden goes a big spoil, but it just spills down to Edgar. He gets that wasn't too bad. Let's see if they can go goal for goal. Ball's back in the middle. It's one down again by Hayden. Smith was involved once again. He's had a terrific game. Hayden wins it down once again. Points. 25 points. In the middle again. This time it's one down by Henry. Ball spills out. Edgar good. He's been terrific today, the big fella. Ball back in the middle of the ground. He wins it down looking for Smith. Doesn't get that far. Comes